Greetings. Once again, this is the Verbal Antidote channel. Back again. The person in front of me is the noted top 5 rapper in the modern times of the millennium. NBA Youngboy. Alright? Okay. Note. Whatever said in the video, certain little words, I mean it, okay? Because instead of downgrading, cussing at him, come to the conclusion that the most popular celebrated rapper, possibly number 5 in this modern time, could be number 2, could be number 1. No, not number 1, but top 5. I know he's number 3. Kendrick Lamar, number 1. Let's see who else. Drake. NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying. See, that's number 3. And etc. But anyway, what I got to say is, instead of locking it up, he needs therapy. Instead of cell therapy, he needs therapy from a psychologist. All right. I got a 2-part video. Just came to the conclusion that in his younger days, he's been bullied. So he's suffering from the bully factor. See it carry on until his 20s. You know, he's about 24, 25. All right. So, even though he's a superstar rapper, still got issues, all right? So let me let y'all see this, all right? Sorry about it. Okay, here we go. I know I hold it too long.
I've been stuck on the trailer for 2.5 hours, kind of going a little
Sorry about
crazy
that,
here, I'm not gonna lie, alone. You can tell I barely made it from the grounds, but it...
All right, here we go. It's about 9 days ago. He's a popular rapper, y'all. I just like to say, black male figure. How many hundreds of times we've seen this? Young guys, not so famous, happening. But anyway, we don't want to see it.
All right, good morning. Let's call the case of State of Utah versus Cantrell Deshaun Galden. Case 241100468. Counsel, please state your names for the record.
Aaron Jossie for the state. Troy Finland and Sacramento on behalf of Mr. Galden.
All right, we're here today for a preliminary hearing and a bail hearing. I've had the opportunity to meet with the attorneys in chambers, and it does appear that there has been some type of arrangement reached between the parties. Mr. Finley, would you like to go ahead and state that for the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, counsel for the state and myself have been in negotiation really since yesterday, but throughout this morning. and I've explained those negotiations to Mr. Golden. We are going to waive a preliminary hearing in this matter. In exchange for that, a bond will be set at $100,000. Mr. Golden will be able to use a commercial company to make that bond. That will be an aggregate bond covering everything in total, as contained in the charging instrument.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Finley. Mr. Keller, does that accurately represent the agreement that's been reached between the state and Mr. Golden?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Golden, have you had enough time to speak to your attorneys about this decision to waive your right to your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand that the standard at a preliminary hearing is a much lower burden of proof that the government would have to meet than at trial? So instead of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, it's a lower burden of proof, which is there a reasonable belief that a crime was committed by you? And the court has to view all the evidence that it would receive in a light most favorable to the government, to the prosecution. Understanding that legal standard and having had discussions with your attorneys, do you hereby waive your right to your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right. The court finds that Mr. Golden has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to his preliminary hearing. He will be bound over for trial on all the charges set forth in the information, the charging document in this case. Bail will be set through stipulation of the parties at $100,000. That will be bondable. And in talking to the attorneys, it sounds like they would like to set this out for an arraignment at a later point in time. Mr. Finley, would you like to go ahead and articulate anything specific related to that?
Yes, Your Honor. As discussed in chambers, and I explained to Mr. Golden, even if it's set out for arraignment, say it's 60 days, the court has made it clear through discussion with counsel that there is a resolution well before then. We're welcome to come back before Your Honor at any point in the future.
Okay, very good. So we'll set Mr. Golden's arraignment out in about 60 days. That arraignment would take place through WebEx. We'll have Mr. Golden brought here to the courthouse, and then if Mr. Finley would like to appear remotely for that hearing, he may do so. Also, if the attorneys reach some sort of resolution prior to those 60 days expiring, then just reach out to Angie and we'll get that on my calendar in a timely fashion. Angie, a date about 60 days out for that arraignment on a Monday morning, probably. July 1st, at what time? 9? Okay, so that would be July 1st at 9 a.m. or 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time, whatever you prefer.
Either one.
Hey y'all, what y'all think? So the regulators, it should be in the background after this case, trying to get him some type of therapy, all right? Related to, he could be suffering from bipolarism, PTSD, and shit, like addicted to certain, like pills, medication, to be a pill popper. But in the meantime, instead of locking him up, if that is on the table, but more likely look like he will beat the charges. Allegedly. You gotta wait and see. But anyway, here we go.
Okay, let's do 9 a.m. Does that work for the state?
It does, yes.
All right, Mr. Golden, your arraignment will be July 1st, 9 a.m. You'll be brought over from the Cache County Jail, assuming that you're still incarcerated. If not, you'd be able to appear remotely for that hearing as well, or appear in person, whatever your preference would be. Is there anything else that needs to be stated on the record here today, counsel?
On behalf of Mr. Golden, further from the state.
All right, with that, we'll conclude this hearing. Court is adjourned.